Is your C4 Corvette vapor locking and giving you hard or maybe slow starts like this? Does it smell like fuel after you shut it off? Is it giving you the generic symptoms of a flooded engine, leaving you stumped? Well, today we're going to show you exactly how to fix this on an LT1 Corvette. It's not just a slow start either that we're combating. When you shut the vehicle off, you can really smell some unburnt fuel, almost as if the car is flooding. And I actually think that's what's happening here. So today, we're going to be replacing this fuel pressure regulator, FP100003. This is a Delphi unit, and it just looks like this. Luckily today, this is a pretty easy fix. There are 3 ports here that we're going to need to hook up, and you can see the fuel pressure regulator is right over on this end. But we're going to get that slotted in and fix this issue altogether. And first things first, we're going to pop the hood here. And you're always going to want to disconnect the electrical system before working on the fuel system. This will prevent the fuel pump from pressurizing by accident while working, and also eliminate a source of spark that could potentially cause a fire. And in the same vein of safety, it's a good idea to keep a fire extinguisher handy during this project, just in case things go south. From here, you're going to need to remove the fuel rail cover. That is pretty easy. It just pops right off like so. And as a side note, this is a really perfect time to wash off and clean off your fuel rail covers to keep your engine looking perfect. And you see very quickly here, we've got the inject tube there, and here is your fuel pressure regulator. And you can see what's probably happened here, and why it's doing this is there's this vacuum hose that goes to the backside of the intake, and that fuel pressure regulator probably has a rip in it, and therefore it's allowing fuel to run through this vacuum hose and back into the intake, causing the engine to flood. Now, if you're wondering how you can test this before you move straight to replacing it, you can remove the vacuum tube on the top side of the regulator after running the engine for a while. If you find fuel here, then it's a safe bet that you have a tear in your regulator diaphragm and fuel is running through this vacuum tube and into the backside of your intake. Now with the battery disconnected, you're now going to release pressure on the fuel system, and the way that I always like to do that is to come under here. There's always a little Schrader valve on fuel systems, at least modern ones. Take this off, take the cap off, kind of like a bicycle tire if you will, and just take a key and relieve the pressure. And just know that fuel will, as it's pressurized, fuel will come out of there. And so you should be ready for that. And again, why we disconnect spark, that will keep fuel from coming out and spraying everywhere as we disconnect the fuel pressure regulator. And relieving pressure here is very necessary. It's going to reduce the fuel spillage that you see later in this process. But caution here, because it will not totally reduce that fuel spillage, and you need to watch out as you continue to work. All right, and from here you will need to use a T30 socket or nut driver, probably a socket though, just because of space, and get in here and take the fuel pressure regulator off its bracket. Now we've got a clip that looks a whole lot like what goes around a fuel injector and secures a fuel line for a fuel injector. You'll want to pull the fuel pressure regulator out of the fuel rail before disconnecting the clip and pulling the regulator from the fuel line. You'll also want to have a rag ready, because if your system is like mine, it will still be quite pressurized. When removing the fuel line clip, a pick tool can be quite helpful. Just make sure you do not lose the clip in the process. That would be quite the setback. As you remove the fuel line, just know that you may start a small stream of fuel like I have here. If you want to avoid this, you might try loosening your gas cap to relieve pressure on the fuel system as well. That's something I should have done before starting. Installing the fuel pressure regulator is as simple as reversing the removal order. First by inserting the fuel line, then pressing the regulator into the fuel rail, and ultimately connecting the vacuum tube and the fuel line clip. Lastly, you'll want to insert your mounting bolt and use your T30 socket to secure the fuel pressure regulator back to its mount. You want to make sure and put your Schrader cap back on. And quickly admire some pre-NAFTA made in the USA parts. And if you spilt fuel like I did on this project, you're going to want to wipe it up the best you can off the backside of the engine and underneath while keeping a fire extinguisher near. And then you're going to want to let the car air out for as long as possible before you start it up to avoid a fire. Before starting up, you can turn your key to run and move to the top side of the engine to check the fuel pressure regulator to ensure it is not leaking while pressurized. And then you can start your vehicle, and I always like to watch mine for a little while to ensure that nothing is going wrong, no fires are starting, no fuel is squirting out before I have completed the job, and then I go ahead and put the fuel rail covers back on. And ultimately admire just how much more satisfying the cold start is on this vehicle after this repair.